Have you ever considered that your dog is conducting a high-resolution chemical analysis of your internal biology every time they touch you with their tongue? Or is it possible that this wet, domestic kiss is actually a primitive survival signal, a molecular telegram from their ancestors that we have been fundamentally misinterpreting for decades? While we find comfort in these sloppy greetings, science reveals that the canine tongue is a specialized sensory instrument designed for data acquisition, not just affection. Today, we move beyond the romanticized myth of doggy love to explore the cold, hard linguistics of molecules. Using recent breakthroughs in neurobiology from 2022 to 2025, we will decode how your dog senses your physiological stress before your own brain even processes the emotion. We'll travel from the evolutionary hunting grounds of ancient wolves to the high-tech laboratories of modern immunology to reveal the 5 hidden reasons behind the lick. And at the 7-minute mark, I will reveal one specific empathy alarm, a compulsive behavior that 90% of owners mistake for devotion, but is actually a desperate cry for emotional recalibration. But before we examine the history, there is a specific type of licking you must recognize. It is a biological red flag. If your dog begins to lick a specific part of your hand or face with a rhythmic, trance-like intensity, they aren't showing you extra love. They are reacting to a microscopic shift in your skin's chemistry that could signal an oncoming health crisis or a severe hormonal spike. What exactly are they tasting, and why does it trigger an ancient alarm in their brain? We will reveal the answer in our final act. The primary friction in our relationship with dogs is a phenomenon called anthropomorphism. As humans, we are vision-first creatures. We navigate the world through light and color. We see a lick and we translate it into our own primary social currency, a kiss. But by doing this, we are effectively silencing our pets. In 2022, Dr. Clara Wilson and her team at Queen's University Belfast published a study that fundamentally shifted the paradigm of canine cognition. They proved that dogs can detect human psychological stress with a staggering 93.75% accuracy. They aren't reading the tension in your shoulders or the tremor in your voice. They are harvesting volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. Every time your heart rate increases or your blood pressure climbs, your body's chemistry undergoes a rapid transformation. Your sweat glands secrete distinct chemical markers. When your dog licks your hand, they are gathering these VOCs and pressing them against the specialized structure known as the vomeronasal organ, or Jacobson's organ. This organ is located above the roof of the mouth. It bypasses the standard olfactory pathways and sends data directly to the amygdala, the emotional headquarters of the brain. When you ignore the sensory data your dog is gathering, you are missing a vital forensic report on your own well-being. To a dog, a lick is not a gesture. It is a read. They are quite literally tasting your state of mind.
To understand why a 20-pound corgi wants to taste your chin, we must look at the wolf. Research from the University of Naples 2021, led by Biagio Daniello, confirms that canine behavior is driven by chemosignals inherited from their wild ancestors. In a wolf pack, licking the muzzle of a returning huntress is a vital social and biological ritual. It serves 2 purposes. First, for pups, it triggers a regurgitation reflex, a demand for food. Second, for adults, it is a method of social grooming and reconciliation. But there is a deeper layer revealed in animal cognition. Licking acts as a chemical reset. In the high-stakes environment of a hunt, tensions run high. After a conflict or a successful kill, wolves will lick each other to synchronize their heart rates. This act releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which lowers the pack's collective cortisol levels. In your living room, this behavior remains. Your dog isn't just saying, "I missed you," they are performing a pack status check. They are determining if the leader, that's you, is stable, fearful, or healthy. If you have just had a conflict at work or a stressful commute, your dog senses the chemical disharmony in the pack and uses their tongue to try and recalibrate the collective energy. They are attempting to groom the stress out of the family unit. Beyond emotion and evolution, there's a physical reality that sounds like science fiction. In a 2023 study from the University of Arizona, researcher Kimberly Simmons explored the probiotic hypothesis of canine licking. While we worry about the germs in a dog's mouth, the research suggests something far more beneficial. Dogs and humans who live together for long periods begin to share a significant portion of their skin and gut microbiome. When a dog licks you, they are transferring a diverse array of non-pathogenic bacteria to your system. This exchange acts as a natural immune system primer. This is why children raised in homes with dogs often have significantly lower rates of asthma and allergies. The dog's tongue is essentially a biological delivery system for environmental microbes that train the human immune system to be more resilient. However, this isn't just a one-way street. In 2023, Attila Andix from Eötvös Loránd University discovered that dogs process human smells and voices simultaneously in their temporal cortex. This means the lick is the final piece of the puzzle. They see you, they hear you, but until they taste you, their brain hasn't fully integrated the data. The lick is the confirmation of your identity and your current biological status. Now, we must address the empathy alarm. As we promised at the start, there is a point where licking shifts from data collection to a distress signal. In 2023, Clive Wynne of Arizona State University published research in Frontiers in Psychology concerning what he calls the neurochemical contract. Licking releases dopamine in the dog's brain. For a healthy dog, this is a reward for social bonding, but for an anxious dog, it becomes a displacement behavior. If your dog begins to lick you or themselves with a frantic trance-like intensity, they have entered an empathy overload. Because they can taste your cortisol, they are effectively ingesting your stress. If your stress levels are too high for too long, the dog doesn't know how to process that data. They begin to lick compulsively to self-soothe, trying to drown out your chemical noise with their own dopamine. This is the hidden alarm. It isn't a sign that they love you more today. It is a sign that they are drowning in your emotional footprint. When you see this, the solution is not more kisses. It is a change in the environment.
So, how do we respond to the sensory symphony of the canine tongue? Understanding the research from Google Scholar allows us to lead our dogs with biological intelligence. First, observe the context. Is the licking happening right after you've had an argument? It's a chemical check. Is it happening when you are calm and happy? It's social bonding. The most effective way to manage an obsessive licker is through kinetic redirection. Instead of rewarding the lick with high-pitched human baby talk, which only increases the dog's arousal levels, provide a scent work task. Give them a snuffle mat or a puzzle toy. This shifts their brain from the passive chemical analysis of your stress to an active, predatory problem-solving mode. By giving them a job to do with their nose and mouth, you are allowing them to process their instincts in a healthy way. You are freeing them from the burden of being your emotional sponge and allowing them to return to their role as a balanced member of the pack.
The next time your dog reaches out with their tongue, remember, it is a profound act of biological inquiry. They are not just kissing you, they are reading your story, tasting your day, and recalibrating their entire world to match your own. It is perhaps the most intimate form of communication on the planet, a conversation without words, written in the language of molecules and ancient instincts. We are only just beginning to decode the canine mind. If you're ready to see the world through their eyes and their nose, the journey has only just begun.